This is an organization built on the premise that telecom solutions and working with companies like AT&T can often be complicated, and the customer needs someone to help them navigate through these complexities. They make complex simple. Whether it's helping maintain, manage, or secure your business, ABS Communications is here to help with all your business telecom and mobility needs. Their business was built with the goal of simplifying the process of connectivity for the customer and establishing a long-term relationship of trust through transparency and accountability. ABS Communications is a top 5 AT&T authorized agent with over 200 years of AT&T technical experience. You can call Mark and the gang at 615-349-8588, or you can visit their website at abscom.net. And remember, mention the McFarland Show to ABS, and you could get up to $250 in a Visa gift card for new ABS business customers.
It's happening.
It's the afternoon stretch with Zach Williams and Bruno Reagan.
Everybody stay calm. Stay calm.
Let's take some calls from the public, shall we?
Join the afternoon stretch now at 615-844-5600. Now here's Bruno and Zach.
4 o'clock here in the Music City, so you know what time it is. Time for the afternoon stretch here on Nashville Sports Radio. Bruno Reagan, Devlin McKenzie, Zach Williams here inside the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio on a warm December day here in the Music City. Hope everybody is doing well. Was it Tuesday? It's Tuesday. Tuesday, isn't it? December 6th.
Oh, I'm a peaky blinder.
Starting off the show, hand up. I was wrong on the bet yesterday. That's what happened.
That's what happens when you fade the homies.
I faded the homies. But you know why I faded the homies.
No.
100% know why. Because it was Alvin Kamara. I just needed Alvin Kamara to do. I needed him to get 4 points. Ask me how many points he got.
5.
He got 5. Woo-hoo! Hey, good player. All right, that's all I know.
2 receptions, right? 2 receptions.
2 receptions.
In a PPR league, so that took care of like 3 of the points, and then he rushed maybe 20 yards.
And then he ended the ball. He thanked the Lord Almighty. They were doing the little flip, all that stuff, and then he was the one with it and just held on to it. He didn't. He got an 11-yard gain because he didn't continue to flip it. If he had flipped it and then lost it, it would have been a fumble on him, and I would have lost. So that was some major issues. That was a fun game though last night.
It was a fun game. It was so fun that the Mark Ingram was just like, I'm going to lose this single-handedly for the Saints.
Yeah, that's all you go on there and tweet. A lot to talk about today, obviously. If you've been hiding under a rock all day and you haven't paid attention to anything here in Nashville, the Tennessee Titans have parted ways with GM John Robinson.
Yeah, I mean, Zach.
I was going to say, Titans fans, if you want to call in and talk about it, 615-844-5600.
It's something we're not the hot take radio guys in a sense where we come on here and we're like, I think you've been pretty much on the fire Todd Downing train.
For a while.
But we've kind of insinuated that J-Rob might be on the hot seat, but neither of us were like confident enough to say it. Like,
we said
plainly.
Vrabel was safe.
Yeah.
He was safe. Vrabel is going to be safe. And I'm going to get into that more here in a little bit. But we had mentioned that J-Rob, usually if you just start stacking the deck on what J-Rob has done for the Titans, yes, he thrusted them into a new era of football and what fans I'll say this, a new era of expectation. I think that's the best way to place it. It was a new era of expectation. And I tweeted this out earlier today when the news started breaking. Because I just wanted to get my thoughts out there on it. You have to be, you could say all the bad things, the Isaiah Wilson, the Dylan Radins. You could say the trades, signing Vic Beasley. You could say all these different things that were bad, and they were. But you have to also, in the same breath, give J-Rob credit for where the Titans are now.
Absolutely.
Do you remember where they were before J-Rob showed up? Because the second he showed up, they were no longer there. They went from 3-13 to 9-7, 9-7, 9-7, playoffs. I think they missed one in there. But they were playoff contenders that turned into a very competitive football team. So everything that we're about to say about J-Rob, you have to give his credit first, fairly, because he was good. He has a winning record as the Titans GM. That's a good thing. And
he'll get another job.
Oh, he's 100% going to get another job because he was doing well. There's a lot of people that are not Titans fans. You know what they're saying? How could you fire a GM that was helping you win?
And a lot of people feel bad for J-Rob, and I get it because they could tell he was very invested emotionally in the team. But I don't feel too bad for him because he just got a 4-year contract bought out. He was signed till 2027.
He's gotten. I mean, that's crazy.
So it was crazy, and that's why no one called me and told me why J-Rob got fired. But you can if you can read between a little bit of lines, you can see why he clearly got fired.
Yeah.
Him and Mike Vrabel signed extensions through 2027, I believe.
In February.
So he was in the long-term plan. But one person in the long-term plan strutted their value over him. The only person who could get him fired in that building was Mike Vrabel. And they're not going to say it. Schefter's not going to say that on air. Whoever leaked Schefter and Rappaport, whoever leaked some of these stories first, they're not going to tell them that's the reason, but that's the reason. And it all started. I know people are like, well, J-Rob missed here and here and here. The clear divide started with the A.J. Brown trade. Clear divide. Mike Vrabel went and put it on national media. He said, if I'm the head coach, we are not trading. And for whatever reason, J-Rob was like, well, we're equals in this, and I'm going to show you we're equals. And then he fired
A.J. Brown.
He traded A.J. Brown.
He fired him up.
in a move that seemed like no one but him wanted to do. And maybe that was J-Rob's way of saying, we're equals, we're partners in this, and you don't have hold over me. And Mike Vrabel, I think, finally snapped and was like, we're at a crossroads. If you don't think the crossroads speech was about this, you're lying to yourself.
So you're talking about the post-game speech right after the presser, the post-game presser from Mike Vrabel, where he said, we're currently at a crossroads. He
was talking about the season in context with that. He was like, this season's at a crossroads, but he used that word specifically. This season's at a crossroads. We have to choose who we want to be at the end of the season. I 100% believe he was talking about the future of the franchise in totality.
And you got to look too. You got to look at where did Vrabel come from? Where is he? What tree did he fall off of? There's Bill Belichick, Bill O'Brien, who both. What's the commonality with these two? They were basically coach GM.
Oh, you're right.
And what do you expect Vrabel to be? I mean, this sets up the table now for a Vrabel coach GM. They're probably going to sign another GM. I mean, they have the interim right now, and they said in offseason they're going to figure it out, but there's a lot of time for that to be had.
Well, you got to get draft classes now. You got to plan the future of you got to plan what position groups you want now. You got to target veteran free agents. You got to throw around a lot of money. So it's Mike Vrabel's the GM right now.
Exactly. Even though Ryan Cowden's going to be the interim.
Yeah. Who's making the decisions?
This is LeBron's on your basketball team.
Absolutely.
He's trading for people. That's that idea here. That's the idea right now. 615-844-5600. We're going to talk a ton about this. Don't worry. We've barely scratched the surface of what we're going to be talking. The surface also.
Cersei, we plotting.
I just watched where she had to make her walk of atonement. 10 minutes, by the way, Devlin. Mark that down. That's how quickly we got a Game of Thrones reference in today. What a crazy scene. Anyway, so let's go to the hotline now. If you want to jump in, 615-844-5600. Like I say, we're going to talk about J-Rob all day. This is going to be a hot button issue.
There is also new news. Some involving Tennessee stuff, so maybe that's what this guy will bring to the
there's a lot going on. Let's go talk to our good buddy Womble. Good old Zach Womble. Womble, how you doing, my man?
Man, Miss Amy has me singing "Oh Happy Day" because I called in after the A.J. Brown fiasco, and I was obviously joking when I said built by L.A. and I was a Rams fan, but after Sunday, I was already coming up with my story about how I grew up in South Philly, root for Vince Papale, and it was fly, Eagles, fly, because I was so disgusted with John Robinson and how he essentially gave away top 5 wide receiver, potential Hall of Famer, over what? Probably his ego. I mean, over mismanagement of the cap, over, paying the wrong guys. And so his firing today it's honestly celebrated by me. I mean, I'm happy about it. Did he do some great things as GM of the team? Absolutely. I hold him in the same regards that I hold people like Marcus Mariota, Ryan Tannehill. Like, you took us from a place that we were really bad, and you elevated us in one way, shape, or form in your own different way. And so I'll always be grateful for that, but, man, he had to go, and so I'm super, super happy they fired him today. I feel like I can love my Titans again now that he's not running the show because, man, that move felt like a Pittsburgh Pirates move, like an Oakland A's move, like draft somebody that the fans love and turns out to be a great player, and then you just don't want to pay him type of cheap move. So we don't have time for that, man. Hit the road. Go back to Union City, John.
It says a lot about
it
says a lot about the franchise that they would extend him and then quickly realize essentially their mistake. So it says a lot about him.
Yeah, I appreciate the call in, Wobble. If you want to jump in, 615-844-5600. Titans fans out there, I know you're listening. I know you're watching. Jump in. Give me your take on John Robinson. What is it? Because where would we grade? This is where it's going to get tough. How would you grade John Robinson's job with the Tennessee Titans on a school grading system, A through F? What would you give that grade? I don't think there's an easy answer to this question, personally.
D. There you go.
A D.
A D. I mean, his only real saving grace to me, it's got to be Jeff Simmons. I mean, you can tell A.J. Brown, you traded him. And what else has he done? The O-line's dismantled. The wide receiving core is dismantled. The secondary is dismantled, of which you spent your last first-round draft pick on. It's not like they're bad. They are bad and have no hope. So D.
So you would go.
Everyone else overperformed except J-Rob.
You're going to say all the players, coaches get to take accountability of the wins. J-Rob didn't get to take any accountability for a winning culture that was made there. Because there was.
Yeah.
They were 3-13 before J-Rob showed up.
Yeah, well, I was there for my local day, and they were casually making fun of J-Rob for signing Malcolm Butler for $1 billion. So yeah, it seemed like they didn't like him for a long time.
I think a D is too low, personally. Devlin, what about you? Well, if you're not really a Titans fan, you're in this market, but you're new to it. But from the outsider's view, from the Cleveland Browns fan point of view, or Bengals, depending on what day of the week it is, what view would you take on that?
I mean, he's had a successful record. I mean, I would go C+ on this one. I mean, I think the one things that he got right were the A.J. Brown draft pick and the Derrick Henry draft pick, but he has just so many unbelievable misses in the first 3 rounds, which you really can't miss on those. It's hard to justify.
It's like if you write a 10-page paper and 8 of your pages are terrible, but you still somehow pass off a circumstance. Still 60%. D.
You're saying he's like the guy in the in the group project that didn't
he
help?
Was me in college.
He signed
He was me at Vanderbilt.
Yeah,
he was me at Vanderbilt.
He signed the paper.
He was unironically me. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
C+. I do lean more B-.
Oh,
I'm gonna go B-. Because I do think I respect the risks that he would take. Now, do I agree with them? No. But as a GM, I mean, look, the DeMarco Murray trade, his first big trade, I thought was great. That set up a domino effect that was going to help Derrick Henry, which it did. It was going to help the future of the Titans, which it did. And those players were good players that came in, and you would have never all the draft picks that you got for it. The trade with the Rams, that was good. I mean, there was a lot of good stuff that happened that he made early on. But I think it's the live by the sword, die by the sword kind of idea, right? Like he rolled the dice too many times and he crapped out. That's just what happened. Whatever other analogy I can throw out there, he did it too much and he did it to himself. Because just like Simmons, just like Farley, all these guys who he traded for, drafted early, even though nobody was touching him because of injuries. It worked out for Simmons. Clearly didn't work out for Farley. Isaiah Simmons. Wilson, sorry, Isaiah Simmons is a linebacker. Isaiah Wilson, that one, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if anybody would have – I don't know if it had just been another team that drafted him, it would have been the exact same circumstance probably. I think things were hidden there, and maybe they didn't do their due diligence. I will say the drafting side of it was definitely J-Rob's worst feat. But you look at last season. They end up first in the NFL in the AFC, and they are going through, 91 players? They're signing off practice squads. You can't say the guy didn't try bringing in the talent to fit whatever mold they needed to. Deontay Foreman, a guy who's a good running back in the league, gets to owe his credit to John Robinson for getting his chance with Derrick Henry going down. To lose a tool like Derrick Henry and still filter in players and figure it out. I'm not saying it's all John Robinson because he wasn't on the field or he wasn't coaching, but he's definitely involved. So I'm going to go B-.
All right, you influence me. I'll go F. Okay. I'll go F. I'll go F plus. He almost passed. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, it's all tongue in cheek. It takes a lot to get fired when your team's very successful.
Well, and that's the other side. That's what I'm saying. I've heard from Chiefs fans and Steelers fans and different teams fans, and they're all like, "What the hell? Why? What are you doing? This makes zero sense. It makes zero sense that you're going to fire him." Inside of a winning season where you're leading in the AFC South.
But they're not intimately involved like Titans fans are, or you and myself, or even other people in the media aren't criticizing this move. That's a fact. And I think that's the right take.
Or is that maybe we can't see the forest through the trees?
No, there's a standard. They have a standard. And they're like, if you're not going to live up to this standard, you're going to get gone.
Yeah.
They have a standard. Also, Mike Vrabel has basically become chancellor and president of the organization. It is horrifying. He's a football fascist. He has joined Bill Belichick and Bill O'Brien as authoritarians, the totalitarians. Yes, that's just true.
Can't argue against it. Let's go quickly to the phone lines. 615-844-5600. Go up to Clarksville. Reagan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, but how can you not give him anything other than F? 2 years ago, they had one of the best offenses in football. Ryan Tannehill was one of the best quarterbacks. They had Derrick Henry rushing for 2,000 yards. Now you don't even have a practice squad, offensive line, and no receiver. It was the worst GM job imaginable on the offensive side of the ball.
But all those people you mentioned, Reagan, they were brought in by.
Hold on.
They were brought in by Robinson, right?
Let him cook. This is electric radio. Let him cook.
Yes, it's an F. He failed. He screwed this team over. If he would have done his job, they would still be competing for Super Bowls, not playing in the worst division, trying to get into the playoffs so they can get bounced by the first good team they play. It's garbage. I mean, that offensive line, they may have one guy who would have played on the Battlehawks offensive line. It's pathetic. How can you let that happen? How can you trade honest to God, how can you trade him?
That's the question I think a lot of Titans fans are asking right now.
Yeah. And we're wondering why Tannehill's having problems, because he's getting killed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he did everything about, they've gone to the old Tom Brady offense, where it's all about get the ball out. They can't block to get anybody open deep, and they can't have anybody get open. On the offensive side of the ball, the Titans are horrible. What are they going to do next year? They're saying they're not going to bring Taylor Lewan back. Okay, so we're going to draft a left guard, a left tackle, a center, and, you got a right tackle who's going to be in his second year. Think of it like this. 2 years ago, they really drafted Isaiah Wilson. He was going to play guard his first year because their weak link was their right guard. Their right guard right now is the best offensive lineman they have.
True.
Has he improved, or is just everybody else really faked out? The Titans offense, it's unimaginable how bad they have gotten. And it is his fault. They're winning because they have an emotional coach who gets the defense fired up, and they go out and hold people to under 20 points. How many points? I guarantee you the Titans are scoring 17 to 18 points a game this year.
Pretty much.
In the NFL.
Yeah.
In the NFL, it's just pathetic. 2 years ago, they were probably at 33, 34. I haven't even looked at it. How can they get so bad so quick?
Hey,
He's a failure. He should not work again in the NFL.
That's a good. Hey, I love it. That's a good call, Reagan. I appreciate you calling in, brother. We're right up against the break.
All right.
Get off the phone, old man. Love you. Have a good one.
That was a good call. He brings up good points. I'm
Hey,
just saying there was a good and bad time.
That was absolutely electric, by the way.
There you go.
He was right. And I'm glad me and my dad think the same way. Because F. And I like J-Rob. You know, I genuinely like the dude. But, hey, it's an F. I had Professor smile on my face and go, Bruno, we love what you do. F. And I was like, all right, let's go. We'll work towards the next year. All right.
they you know what? They meant it. That's the good side.
I earned that. And I earned that F. I mean, I'd practice, do football till 5:30, play Rust on my computer till 3 a.m., and then I'd do the paper. So, hey, it was earned.
Yeah.
Probably what J-Rob was doing. He's on the boat.
We're going to talk a ton more about this. We're going to go out to Colorado. We're going to talk with Brian Howe about Coach Prime. We didn't really talk much about Coach Prime yesterday. We're going to talk more about J-Rob at this point, and the phone lines are going to be open as well. But we're going to get some inside source on what's going on in Colorado when we come back here on the afternoon stretch.
Good afternoon. I'm looking at this terrible-looking wreck over here on 40 westbound in Spence Lane. It's got it slow in both directions, but especially westbound. As you try to get past the airport over there around Briley and Donaldson Pike, again, this wreck's pretty bad. Again, I haven't seen one like this in a while, but it seems like it's always this spot right here on 40 westbound just before they get up to Spence Lane. It's crazy slow over here near the airport because of this crash. It's building now on 440 eastbound at Nolensville Pike. Nash Painting services all of Middle Tennessee. Check out their references. These guys are absolutely the best. NashPainting.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Are you tired of your current vehicle? Maybe looking for a new or pre-owned vehicle? Hey guys, it's Zach. Hayes Nissan of Rivergate is the best choice for your vehicle needs. Located at 1550 Gallatin Pike North in Madison, Hayes Nissan of Rivergate has been serving the Middle Tennessee community for over 3 decades. That gives you confidence that Hayes Nissan of Rivergate can find the perfect vehicle for your lifestyle and your budget. Their friendly and knowledgeable staff will make sure you are taken care of. I should know because I've seen it firsthand. Every vehicle I've purchased has been from Hayes Nissan of Rivergate, and I love the entire process. Now, I don't want you to forget about their award-winning parts and service department. It has everything you need to get you back on the road. Go visit them on the web at nissanofrivergate.com. They're open there 24/7, 365 days a year. Or give them a call at 615-865-7220. Again, that number is 615-865-7220. That's Hayes Nissan of Rivergate, where your dollar always goes farther.
If you need a staycation or planning a trip to Music City, stay at Bento Living Chestnut Hill. Voted the best boutique hotel in Music City by the Nashville Scene. Bento Living is located on the edge of bustling downtown. And if you're looking for somewhere to host your holiday party, whether it's an intimate gathering or a corporate celebration, they have unique spaces to fit your holiday needs. Visit bentochestnuthill.com for more information and reservations.
Greg Pogue back once again to tell you about Bongo Java, Nashville's oldest and most celebrated coffee company, now also located in the Omni Nashville Hotel. Reward yourself for surviving Nashville traffic with fresh, locally roasted coffee, classic handcrafted espresso drinks, and fresh baked goods all day long. And free Wi-Fi, so you don't have to work from home. Number 1 in customer service. You made it through the traffic. Reward yourself with a perfect pick-me-up at Bongo Java. Fresh coffee, delicious treats, great atmosphere. Open 6 a.m. until 2 p.m. daily. Bongo Java at the Omni Nashville Hotel.
Your exclusive Nashville Sports Radio WNSR Skyscan forecast. For this afternoon, there's a chance of showers under overcast skies. High temperature to a mild 70. Rain is anticipated tonight with occasional rumbles of thunder with a mostly cloudy sky. Lows dip to 63. Utilizing the resources of the WeatherBug Network on Nashville Sports Radio, I'm WNSR's TJ Matthews.
Sports Radio WNSR.
The Afternoon Stretch, the show endorsed by News Channel 5's John Burton.
The Afternoon Stretch, Bruno Reagan, Devlin McKenzie, Zach Williams here inside the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio. Hope everybody's having a great day here in the Music City. I mean, it is a weird, rainy, warm day, but it feels good, but at least it's warm in December, which it's going to get colder eventually. It's what's going to happen. But it's nice today, even though it's raining. But it's still.
That was just the Super Saiyan energy for me when I was training this morning. It just heated up now.
It was day 2 of training. It's going well. We're going to go out to Colorado and talk with Brian Howell. You can follow him on Twitter at BrianHowell33. He covers the Colorado Buffaloes. And, hey, there is a large story that's going on out there with Coach Prime. Deion Sanders coming out and joining Colorado. It felt like, Brian, that it was a bit of a joke at first when I think the news originally said it was Colorado or USF, but now it is official and he is going to Colorado. What has been the vibe out there, Brian, with the energy coming in with Coach Prime?
Yeah, I mean, it's been celebratory. I mean, this fan base has kind of lost its mind over this opportunity here, and this program has been so down, and it's been a rough year. I mean, 1-11. The previous coaching staff, there's not a whole lot of energy and juice there, and we certainly know Deion Sanders has a lot of energy and juice. So, the fan base is truly beside itself. I mean, the introductory press conference on Sunday was something like I've never seen before. I mean, there was donors, alumni, former players, things like that were there, not just press. And I mean, they were cheering and they're laughing at all his jokes. And I mean, it wasn't really like a press conference. It was like this. He was putting on a show.
I've heard that thought and that rhetoric because, I mean, if you just watch everything he does, I imagine with you there, you've seen the camera, how he has just a camera that follows him around and films everything. What do you think? Why do you think he does that? What do you think that is about that? Is that something that's just his brand? I mean, obviously you're just now getting into covering him as the coach of Colorado, but it definitely feels like there's a deeper thought with that going on.
Yeah, I think you're right. I am still learning that with him. I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to him until the last 2 weeks, but I think he's been in front of cameras for 30, 40 years now. So, he's just kind of used to it. And I think that's part of his brand. I think especially with him being a college coach and in this era of NIL, I think that they look at it as this helps guys, get NIL money because it puts them in the spotlight. And they're kind of helping their guys in that regard. So, but yeah, they do film everything. And I'm sure, I don't know if you guys saw it, but a lot of people have seen there's a 15-minute video of him introducing himself to CU's team for the first time, and that's gotten a lot of attention. It's interesting that was filmed and put online as well. So they film everything, and he said that in his press conference. He said, "Look, everything's going to be on camera. You're going to see cameras everywhere." So it's definitely new and different from what we've seen around here.
Talking with Brian Howell. Follow him on Twitter at BrianHowell33, the number 33. He covers the Colorado Buffaloes for Buff Zone and the Boulder Daily. Bruno Reagan, say hello to Brian Howell.
Brian, hello. I just wanted to ask about the general interest because the main criticism I'd seen of Deion, there's a few different things, some silly, some valid, but probably the way he addressed his team when he was saying, I'm going to come in, we're going to bring some guys in because let's face it, Colorado, I think they won only one game this season. So yeah, no one's job is really safe. That's understandable. Maybe the way he went about it was a little forward, but players can understand that honesty. But what do the current commits think? Because I'm sure there was already a recruiting class in place, the current players. Is there a sort of, is he honoring commitments? I just wanted to get some insight in on that.
Yeah, they had 20 players committed at the time that he was hired. And last night, in about a 3-hour period, there were 7 who decommitted. That clearly the staff was on the phone saying, "Yeah, you're not coming here," because some of those guys said, after talking to the current staff, I no longer have a scholarship offer at Colorado, so my recruitment's open. So, and Deion right now is kind of sweeping things up, and they're cleaning out the commits they don't like. And there was, like I said, there was 7 last night, so they were down to 13 after having 20. At this time yesterday. So they're kind of cleaning the house a little bit, and they want their own guys in there. And, he's not hiding this fact. Like you said, he tells the current players, look, some of you guys won't have a seat when we get back here. And then he tells the commits, you don't have a spot here. So they're going to bring in their guys, and they're not really care about whose toes they're going to step on. They want to build a good team.
I heard a little thing, because I'm not too familiar with the University of Colorado, but I went to Vanderbilt, and there's always this discourse around Vanderbilt. I played there, and it was, it's hard to get people in. It's hard to get transfers in. You got to get them into grad school, et cetera. I was hearing a little bit of the same thing about Colorado. How true is that, or can Deion really have full reign to get whoever he wants, 4 or 5 stars, whatever?
Yeah, it's been true. It's been difficult. It's tough to get transfers into CU because CU has not always accepted a lot of credits from other schools. And so you can get into CU, but your your credits may not come over, and therefore you're not far enough along in your degree. And the NCAA has a percentage towards your degree that you have to hit that percentage to be eligible. And so a lot of players couldn't hit that percentage because, maybe they took 24 credits at, Tennessee, and they're coming to Colorado. Colorado only accepts 12 of them. And so now they basically lost a year of school. They've got to make that up. Well, now, in the last few weeks, CU has fast-tracked a program where they're allowing a lot of those credits now so that they can get some of those players in. And, the previous head coach, Carl Durrell, he told me in July, he said, look, I kind of stopped recruiting those second and third year transfers because I couldn't get most of them in here and get them eligible. And so that's changing because it has to, because that's what Deion Sanders' quarterback's son is a third-year transfer, so he's got to get him eligible somehow.
Funny you mentioned that. Was my OC my very first year. He didn't last long at Vanderbilt, but hopefully he hops on his feet. Last question. I think the best part for me personally, the part I thought was the funniest, they get the camera on the AD, new contract. They go, oh, what do you think about this contract? He goes, all right, we don't have the money yet, but we're going to get that. Is that a sign to be concerned about, or is that just, ha, funny, it will come?
No, I think it's more of that. I mean, they don't have the money yet, but he's very confident they're going to get it, and they're already they opened up ticket renewals this week, and the response they've had is sort of insane right now. They've got a pretty good home schedule. They play Nebraska, who's their big rival, in the first home game next year. Then they got their other rival, Colorado State, in Boulder for the first time in a long time. There's some thought and belief that Deion could help sell out the season, which has never happened here. I mean, they sell out once every 3-4 years for one game, but there's thought they might be able to sell out the season. So they're looking at ticket sales. They're kind of banking on the new media rights deal from the Pac-12 bringing in more money, which who knows? As you guys have probably seen, there's a lot of speculation about that, but they're banking on things like that. They're banking on donors coming up with some money and backing Deion. So they need some money to come in, that's for sure.
We're talking with Brian Howe. You can follow him on Twitter at BrianHowe33. Go check out all his work on buffzone.com. Does it feel like to you, Brian, just from the you're very much on the inside, for me sitting here in Nashville, Tennessee, thinking about this, it's the outsider looking in, but it kind of feels like a deal with the devil here because Deion Sanders got into JSU, changed things around, and then left for the next upgraded job. Do you feel like that's kind of setting up for the future for Colorado? It just doesn't feel like he's going to, in my vision, stay at Colorado for a long time. So I don't know how much he could bring that culture and continue that culture.
Yeah, it's sort of that deal with the devil type of thing in that, this is a very, very different hire than anything CU's ever done. The fact that they're going all in and changing some of the transfer rules, and I mean they're going to pay him. His salary next year is $1.9 million more than they've ever paid a coach in 1 year. The assistant coach pool is going to be $1 million more than they've ever paid the assistant pool. They're doing things that they haven't done before, and you bring in a guy like Deion, that he's got a team of people around him. It changes everybody's job in the athletic department because his people are going to run the show. It's not the athletic department. So you kind of, I guess, sell out a little bit in order to, hopefully boost the program. But this program needs it. And frankly, if he wins on the field, I mean, you hope he wins on the field, but they absolutely need what he's going to give them over the next 9 months. And will that last? You hope so. And, the contract is set up to where he's making a pretty good amount of money. And if he were to leave, it would cost a lot for him to buy out his own contract. So it is set up for him to potentially be here for at least a couple, 3 years. And if it's a successful 2-3 years, CU will take it.
Is this what Colorado needed? You know, did they need, because being at the bottom, it feels like essentially where they were. Did they need some sort of lightning rod or jolt like this?
They absolutely did, because, you know, like I said, 1-11. You know, it might have been the worst Power 5 roster in the country. They're really, with all the conference realignment, you've got to make yourself more attractive. They've got some contracts coming up that, some endorsement things like that are up in the next year or two, that they've got to look more attractive to donors and to, the contracts that they have with sponsors and things like that. It helps the Pac-12, because now the Pac-12 has a big-time celebrity that's in their conference now. So I think CU, it helps CU. I think it helps the Pac-12, and CU absolutely needed it. They have to have some jolt of energy, because this program was, it was dead. I hated going to games this year, to be honest with you. I mean, it was hard, especially the last month when they're getting just blown out every single week. It was not fun covering this team.
Well, I think that's a really honest answer. That I think there's a lot of media members that
I was there 2 years ago.
Yeah, well, you were there with Vanderbilt. I mean, there's a lot of people that, if you go to a program over and over again, you just see the flaws, and now it just. I mean, the vibe is completely off the charts now, I imagine, for Colorado, just because of how much attention, first off, the school's getting. Mm-hmm. And that's a good thing. But I just wonder about, is it just trying to cash in right now on what you can get right now from, because there's just no way Deion's going to hang out. I feel like there's no way Deion's going to hang out anywhere, maybe FSU, just because he played there. But there's no way he's going to hang out just for more than 2-3 years, in good or bad, it feels like to me.
Yeah, and I agree with you, but because of how this program is, I think that they needed to just cash in right now. I mean, to give you an example, a couple of weeks ago they played at Washington up in Seattle, and the post-game press conference was me. It was me and Mike Sanford, the interim head coach, and that was it. I asked every question because there was nobody else there. And the press conference the other day, the room was absolutely packed, and there were media members there that haven't been in Boulder. They probably had to look up directions, because they hadn't been up there in so long. So the attention that they got in just 24 hours by hiring him is going to be insane. And I think they had to do it. And if he's only here for 2-3 years, then so be it. But they had to do something right now to jolt their fan base and kind of show that, hey, we're committed to football and we're ready to go all in.
I know you were looking around that room when all the other reporters showed up for Deion. You were like, you guys weren't in the gym taking practice with me, man. Y'all weren't taking the grenades in the trenches,
Where were you all in Seattle 2 weeks ago?
Hey, Brian, thanks so much for jumping on with us. You can follow him on Twitter at BrianHowe33. Covers CU for Buff Zone and the Boulder Daily Camera. Thanks so much, man.
You bet. Thanks, guys.
Good stuff there from Brian Howe. You know what? Look, the honesty is the honesty. You got to have it. As a media member, there's a lot of media members that are out there that just because, it's fun, you're working in sports, all that kind of stuff, it's a grind to go to some of these pressers.
You have to give an in-depth analysis on Vanderbilt getting waxed by ETSU by 28 points.
So what's your in-depth
what's your in-depth analysis? I don't know, man. Why don't you go read a book, idiot?
I mean, it really is. It's tough. So it's a really tough thing. And I mean, I been getting Coach Prime in there.
No,
did you watch the video?
I watched it all.
What were your thoughts on that?
It's all absolutely electric. Are you kidding me? He changed the energy of the program by in a day.
What would you say? We don't have much time here. We got to run to a break, and you could jump in if you want. 615-844-5600. What would you say? I've seen from the African American community that thinks he's just like completely turned his back on everything that he was trying to stand for with HBCUs and SWAC and all that different stuff.
Absolutely silly non-argument that's not even worth considering. That's what I think about it. Anybody that seriously criticizes Deion Sanders, what they don't know is every time he takes a step, he elevates the black community, because most of his coaches are black, most of his staff's black. When Derek Mason came in, he had a lot of minority coaches, and it was a lot of people that I get they're like, oh, it should be all merit and something, but it was cool to be a part of that. It personally was seeing people in a space where that it's been historically a struggle to get into. So if you criticize it, I don't know. He's doing more than anybody else right now at this moment at Colorado. He's going to elevate all those coaches.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. That's a good take. All right, we need to run to a break. If you want to jump in, 615-844-5600. Give your thoughts, concerns, whatever you got. We want to hear from you here on the Afternoon Stretch.
Good afternoon. I'm looking at two serious wrecks. They're still trying to clean it up. This wreck over here near the airport, 40 westbound at Spence Lane, that's causing major problems for traffic over here in Donaldson on 40 westbound. I'm looking at a nasty wreck, 40 westbound at Highway 70. That's out on the west side in Bellevue. Again, TDOT's trying to move one of the vehicles right now. Now that's got traffic at a standstill as you head west of Nashville now on 40 westbound out in Bellevue because of this crash. Princess Hot Chicken is catering this holiday season. Check them out at princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text STAPLE to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text STAPLE to 321-321. That's STAPLE to 321-321.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Hey, it's Patton Cook from Run With It. Let me tell you about my friends over at Smiles by Design. Dr. Dwayne Jones and his team focus on providing you with personalized, gentle care that you deserve. Smiles by Design are one of the few practices that offer state-of-the-art, needle-free cavity fillings. I started going to Dr. Jones 2 years ago, and he has completely changed my smile. They are located at 105 Threet Industrial Boulevard, Unit 1001 in Smyrna. You can visit their website at drdwaynejones.com for more information, or you can call them at 615-355-1033. Again, their number is 615-355-1033, or you can search for them on social media at Smiles by Design. So be sure the next time you're looking for dentistry services, give my friends over at Smiles by Design a try. And don't forget to tell them Patton sent you.
Did you know there's a place where you can get good neighbor service and surprisingly great rates on home and auto insurance? Yep, and that place is, ta-da, State Farm. Here's the deal. State Farm agent Austin Hardy is your go-to agent in the Middle Tennessee community for the service you desire at the price you want. So stop shopping around. State Farm agent Austin Hardy has you covered. Call 615-810-9999 for your surprisingly great rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Get all your NASCAR news every weekday right here on The Final Lap. Hey, it's Kerry Murphy, and we've got a full review of Champions Week going on this week from the NASCAR Awards in Nashville, Tennessee. Plus, we've got the most popular driver awards and where is Harvick going to be in 2024? So grab all the latest NASCAR news, driver interviews, stats, and info every single weekday right here.
Hi, I'm Joey Logano, and you're listening to The Final Lap with Kerry Murphy.
Check us out at facebook.com/The Final Lap every single weekday right here.
The Afternoon Stretch. The best show? I don't know if I can say that, man. I'm going to move on to the next one.
The Afternoon Stretch. Bruno Reagan, Devlin McKenzie, Zach Williams here inside the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studios. Had a great interview there. Brian Howe covers the Colorado Buffaloes out there in Colorado, and all that news going on with Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. I mean, it's a lot. If you didn't hear that one, go check it out. WNSR.com. Click the Afternoon Stretch. You're going to be able to hear that here in just a little bit. It's great. It's great.
What I wanted to do, Devlin, was get you to do the 7-gun salute that they do, like the trumpets, and then we just stand up and salute. But I don't know. Maybe that was too much effort for a 5-second bit.
John Robinson?
Yeah.
Yeah, memoriam. In the arms of the angel.
Did you see that? You seen that? That's my favorite meme template is the guy that's like saluting and crying and then just screaming in the next frame. That's a good one.
John Robinson, there's a lot to talk about with that. There really is. Because where do you go? Yes, there is. It is. Because, first off, we haven't really discussed the fact the Titans are leading in the AFC South.
Yeah.
You're gonna fire a guy leading in the AFC South. Do you feel like
leading in the AFC South is like being the coolest kid in the chess club? Please, who cares?
If peeing your pants is cool, then consider me Miles Davis. But no, if you're, do you feel safe about the playoffs still?
Like getting in there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Titans are going to get in there. 4
games. You got. I think it's a 4-game lead is what it currently is.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have not clinched the AFC South yet, but they're close to it. I saw the only playoff the NFL put out earlier today that there are implications in this week coming up for like the Chiefs and the Vikings. They can clinch with they win, this team loses, blah blah blah. But that's not yet for the Titans. And I wonder, because I always talk about that idea of like the win one for the Gipper. I don't think the Titans are going to have that kind of mojo going forward.
It's not like the players even talk to a GM. They won't even. Their day to day is going to be the exact same. Well, except for the 5 people that got fired today.
I will say John Robinson. John Robinson was out in practice. He was out there moving pads. He was out there moving. He was moving equipment.
Oh, Deshaun Kaiser had a good clip. Did you see that? Deshaun Kaiser, I didn't even know he played.
Yeah, he was in the training.
He had a clip of J-Rob was watching him throw post on air to equipment people, and he threw 2 balls over the head of an equipment guy, and J-Rob walked inside, and then he got waived the next day.
Yeah.
So he's out.
No, John Robinson was out there. Every day at training camp, he was out there.
All GMs are always out there.
But he was involved in the practice. Is what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Gotcha.
He wasn't running routes, but he was.
I'd love to see that.
My favorite was just every time I would get he'd go stand next to me or something like that, and I'd just see him, and somebody misses a play, and I hear him muddle under his breath something bad about that player, or just why'd you do that? That kind of stuff. It's just I always thought that was the best.
No, John Robinson can, and coming from a player too, J-Rob at this today gets criticized. J-Rob's getting criticized like crazy, but at the end of the day, the GM holds everyone's jobs over their head like little candy, so I know that feeling, that anxiety of being a player and constantly having to impress this person. This person has everything you've ever wanted, so he's always talking bad about people under the breath. It's like, or the chances. So it does feel a little nice to be in this position where I can just be like, you suck. You suck.
How long had this been in the works? Because I know a lot of people right now, a lot of the headlines are like, after lopsided loss to the Eagles, A.J. Brown, John Robinson's fired.
It's very real that this could be a decision that has been because it's bubble. How long did it take for the house? How long were there clues that the housing market was going to crash in 2008? But it just happened like that, So this process, quote unquote, has been since the start of his career, just little things. And I feel like this last week, Mike Vrabel, someone had enough of it and then was like, here's the ultimatum. I'm going to either go lead Ohio State back to its glory over Michigan or.
Well, because that rumor obviously started floating around on an idea that he could
really
go to Ohio State.
He was never offered the job.
Right.
It's not even that. But I think and we've seen it in our business, so it's not wild, but he could use that little rumor as leverage. He could.
Well, that's the
something it's happened at this station. I've seen it happen before. So they just use leverage of their position and their future position. So it's
that's every business, right? Every business you can do that, and maybe that's what it was. Maybe that was the kindling, if you will, that started the fire that literally fired John Robinson.
Yeah.
I do wonder what season's over. We don't think this Titans team's going to win a Super Bowl. So let's just say they get into the playoffs. We do what we all expect. They get bounced out first game they play. Do they really hire another GM?
No, I don't.
Or is it just a mouthpiece?
Yeah.
That Vrabel is going to control.
And
is that a bad thing? Is that a bad thing to have Vrabel be your coach GM?
It's not a bad thing until it is.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean by that.
Bill O'Brien
was doing monster moves.
It was great. The
They
Texans
were dominating.
were a top team. And then one day it it all crashed when I think maybe he got
The
two.
D-Hop trade. Yeah.
Well, the Diop trade, and then
That was his A.J. Brown trade.
dealing with is it Tunsil, the Laramie Tunsil, when they brought him in, made him the highest paid offensive lineman in the NFL. There was a lot of little things that it just started up. But the years before that, they were winning. They were good. They were a good team. And then Bill Belichick. That's the other one. He's basically ran that team for how long now? And obviously Brady and him were just a dynamic duo that created magic the further they went on.
And it could be this too. Mike Vrabel's the guy who has the most potential over the team. Like a GM creates the roster, but Mike Vrabel has the most. He brings out the most value out of these guys, right? They have 1 year left with Ryan Tannehill, and then the last three.
I think they have this year left with
Okay, so they have 1 year left with Ryan Tannehill. The rest of this, then it's over, right? Mike Vrabel was like, we're at crossroads. He said it. It's going to go to his guys, which we've had Ryan, and Ryan, all respect to Ryan, it's not going to win us the Super Bowl. Or you can go my route. I'm going to bring someone here that can win the Super Bowl.
You know who this is, take everything from this summer away. This is a real thought. Do you know who it feels like he's going to try to go after?
Don't say it.
You want to say it on three? You want on three?
Okay.
One.
Devlin.
Devlin, count us to three.
On go or on three?
On three. On three, we're going to say it.
1, 2, 3.
Aaron Rodgers. Oh, we're not thinking.
I thought you were going to say Aaron Rodgers, but I was thinking, like, what if he just goes Tom Brady for his last 3 years?
Aaron's came out and said that he wildly respects Vrabel, and they talk all through the season, not just the offseason. They talk through the season.
Major problem with Aaron Rodgers. He won't give up $50 million a year, $40 million a year.
Who the Titans taking on? I don't know.
Huh?
We got to run to a break. Yeah. Titans might take it. They might take it. They may. 615-844-5600. Back after this here on the afternoon stretch.
Good afternoon. Still pretty busy with a lot of radar. 24 through Rutherford County. Still limping along over here from this earlier wreck near the airport. 40 westbound at Spence Lane. They moved that wreck to the side. 40 west out there at Highway 70 in Bellevue. That's still extremely slow now on 40 west, trying to get west of Nashville. Hey, Ripley's Aquarium in the Smokies, they're hiring. Check them out at ripleys.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Most popular driver Chase Elliott said he was really glad to see fans back at the racetrack this past year.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely the environment changed a lot there in 2020. But honestly, even there towards the end of the season in 20, when we started to have some fans back in the fall races, I felt like you could sense some of that energy even then. So I didn't really feel like that side of it felt a lot different, But I do think that when there is a good crowd and people show up like they did, seemed like a lot this year, it brings a different level of excitement to what we do, and I think that rubs off on everybody, and you guys included. I think it's more fun when there's a good atmosphere and a lot of energy, and I think that I think it matters.
And believe it or not, Chase actually appreciates the fans that maybe don't like him also.
No, I mean, look, I'm sure there's plenty of people who don't like me too, right? Which is totally fine, and I, to your point and to your question, I agree with that. I mean, if somebody's making noise one way or the other, it just means they care. And if they care, that's probably good for all of us in here and beyond that travel around and do this deal. So, yeah, I'm personally good either way, but I definitely think it's a good thing to hear noise one way or the other.
It's the 5th straight year that Chase Elliott has been voted on most popular driver in the NASCAR Cup Series. You're on the final lap.
What if this holiday season you could give your loved ones the gift of never, ever having to bend down or touch their shoes to put them on? Like ever again. That's a pretty powerful gift. And that gift would be new hands-free Skechers slip-ins. That's right. With new Skechers slip-ins, your loved ones can just step in and go to put their shoes on. Plus, they come in all your favorite fashionable styles for the whole family, including kids. Find slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
This week at Staples, save 40% on...
Thanks for your business this year.
Save 40% on...
Happy holidays, Nana.
Save 40% on...
You are cordially invited.
Right now at Staples, you can save 40% on custom printed holiday cards and invitations. So you can say, thanks for a great year, happy holidays, or come on over, all for less. For everything you need printed this holiday, go to Staples, the working and learning store. In-store and online. Ends 12/17. Exclusions and restrictions apply.
Tired of the same old company holiday party and looking to reward your team with a fun night out? What about something different for a birthday party or group gathering? Hello, this is Philip Cox of Strike and Spare Family Fun Centers, and we specialize in group events no matter the size at our Tusculum, Donaldson, Hermitage, Murfreesboro, and Hendersonville locations. Plus, Hendersonville and Murfreesboro offer enhanced entertainment options with bumper cars, laser tag, roller skating, and more. 'Tis the season to have fun with family, friends, and business associates, and there's no better place to do it than at Strike and Spare Family Fun Center. Visit strikeandspare.com to learn about the group outing option. Strike and Spare, where fun is bowling.
Follow the afternoon stretch on Twitter at Bruno Reagan and Zachariah W. Really, man? You want that? I'm not spelling that out.
First hour of the afternoon stretch coming to a close. Got a second hour coming up, though. You can always jump in. 615-844-5600. Reacting to John Robinson being let go in a kind way.
Yeah, it was. He was let go. And you know who doesn't feel bad for him? Me. I wish I was J-Rob right now. I wish. Gosh. Someone sign me to a 4-year contract and instantly fire me, please. What a finesse.
How tough the NFL is, though. I tweeted that out. In the same calendar year, he gets an extension and he gets fired. And it's both due to performance.
And the team he's working for is leading the division.
Yeah.
By a near unlosable lead.
Yeah, they're going to win the AFC South. That's I think if they beat the Jaguars and then win one more game, they win the AFC South.
Yep.
I think that's the breakdown of it. So, I don't know. I will say this. Another man's trash is going to be another man's treasure.
Where would J-Rob fit in best?
I don't know, but I bet you he's going to be one of the hottest GM names this offseason.
Yeah.
He's going to have a plethora of opportunities because his record, no matter whatever you want to say, it was Vrabel, it was the team, they all won the games, whatever.
Oh, yeah, they won.
His record is positive as a GM. He'll make you risk
with one of the traditionally more disenfranchised franchises in the National Football
League. He has the Patriot background. He's got all that kind of stuff. So
connections.
Yeah, man. This guy is. Other people are going to be very excited when he's hired. I want Titans fans to remember
games.
that. Yes,
he's going to be out there on the field.
Oh, he is.
Yeah,
he is. He's going to be out there all dressed up in whatever team's colors. Subtweeting like crazy. I hope he does. Honestly,
just goes full AJ Brown.
He might go to the Eagles. He's just back with AJ Brown. First hour's done. Sure. Second hour coming up.
On air and online, Sports Radio WNSR, Brentwood, Nashville.
ABC News. I'm Derek Dennis. A Manhattan jury found the Trump Organization guilty on all counts in a tax fraud scheme that included conspiracy and falsifying business records. ABC's Aaron Katursky is outside the courthouse.
The importance of the verdict, I think, it cannot be overstated for the Trump Organization. It is now labeled a felon, and many other companies that it does business with may have internal policies preventing them from doing business with felons. It's possible loans get called in or contracts get canceled with the Trump Organization going forward. But this verdict came after about 10 hours of deliberations on the second day that the jury had the case, and they were guilty on all counts.
Testimony included longtime Chief Financial Officer Alan Weisselberg, who became a witness for prosecutors after a plea deal. Just a few more hours till polls close in Georgia for the Senate runoff election between Democratic incumbent Raphael Warnock and Republican Herschel Walker. This is ABC News.
If you have certain chronic conditions such as
heart disease, asthma,
diabetes, and you're 19 years of age or older,
52, 36,
42, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I'm going to ask my doctor about getting vaccinated.
With Prevnar 20.
Hey Nashville, Ray here from Run With It. Let me tell you about our sponsor, Boom Boss Craft Pizza and Tap House. And with 4 locations in Bellevue, Murfreesboro, Spring Hill, and East Nashville, they're your home for the best gourmet pizza and craft beers in Music City. Join me on Monday nights at the East Nashville location for poker night. And if you think you know everything, try Wednesday night trivia at both locations. Gourmet pizzas, craft beers, online at BoomBozz.com. Boom Boss Craft Pizza and Tap House.
If you need a staycation or planning a trip to Music City, stay at Bento Living Chestnut Hill. Voted the best boutique hotel in Music City by the Nashville scene. Bento Living is located on the edge of bustling downtown. And if you're looking for somewhere to host your holiday party, whether it's an intimate gathering or a corporate celebration, they have unique spaces to fit your holiday needs. Visit bentochestnuthill.com for more information and reservations.
It's the afternoon stretch with Zach Williams and Bruno Reagan.
You know what the Mets stand for?
Metropolitan.
Yeah, that one.
Metropolitan is a flavor of ice cream, right?
Neapolitan.
Oh, okay.
Was that real?
I mean, half and half.
Oh, man. You talk about throwing me off complete. My equator is gone.
The afternoon stretch. Afternoon stretch with Zach Williams and Bruno Reagan.
Okay, it's happening.
It's the afternoon stretch with Zach Williams and Bruno Reagan.
Everybody stay calm. Stay calm.
Let's take some calls from the public, shall we? Join the afternoon stretch now at 615-844-5600. Now here's Bruno and Zach.
Second hour of the afternoon stretch here on Nashville Sports Radio. Here till 6 o'clock. Bruno Reagan, Devlin McKenzie, Zach Williams. I didn't give myself all the excitement on that one.
A lot of energy.
And I didn't give myself all the credit because we had to get into the news, and I respect the show, and I respect the news cycle. But also, I'm hot. The boy's hot right now.
Hey, I led the show off with that.
I'm making money. You did. I didn't talk about it because I knew we had to get to other things. But I'm Bruno's Bets is not. It's not a lifestyle. It's not even that. It's an investment.
Can I give you a sound? Future. Can I give you a sound effect for what Bruno's Bets is right now?
What?
Just a rocket ship.
Oh, okay.
Just riding riding past the atmosphere right now.
I thought you had five chalk things on a board.
No. You know, just dragon waking up from sleeping.
I'm just very excited. Are we going to the T-Line this Thursday?
No, that would be the 15th. So.
Okay, well, this Thursday's Thursday Night Football, and I can't wait to go 4-leg parlay this weekend.
See in here, Devlin, you can sense it, right? Do you sense fear?
Fear.
Ooh,
4 legs.
4 legs. It's one too many.
We're hot. We're hot. We can take 4. I got it all right yesterday.
Chris Olive showed up for you the other day, but
and he dropped every single pass in the first half, and I was like, oh no! And then I drove home for judo, and we won. We won.
The bet won. Yeah,
I was invested.
Well, actually, the Saints lost, but
that's why I took the points.
What a crazy game that was too.
That was crazy.
Just boring. First off, right at the beginning, you're like, this is terrible. Another primetime game that sucks, and then you have Tom Brady, who has been absolute garbage the whole game, and just turns it on.
Yep.
I mean, how many times can somebody see that and just be like, oh, this guy's just got it. He's got it in the bag.
I think that'll be the story of the playoffs, too. Sorry, Bruno.
No, you're fine. When they make that new stadium, Tom Brady needs to lead the Titans out of that tunnel for the very first time.
He'll be like 52.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. The stadium's going to be a while.
2026.
I was hoping it'd be earlier. And you want to know the scariest part? He might still be playing.
What were we going to say, Devlin?
I think that'll be the story of the playoffs. I mean, what, they're going to be a 8-win team winning their division or whatever they are, and then they're going to look like trash and then just end up in the Super Bowl.
I saw this. Schefter tweeted this out about Brady. I'm going to read the tweet. Tom Brady was 0-37 in the regular season and 1-43, including playoffs, when trailing by at least 13 points in the fourth quarter of his NFL career, with the only win coming in the Super Bowl against the Falcons, and then that Monday night game against the Saints.
That's insane. So this is the second time ever.
Second time ever.
And you've seen him do so many comebacks. You're like, that stat can't be right, but it is. So if you're able to lead him by more than double digits in the fourth, you probably beat him.
Yeah, I mean this guy's. It was just. I don't know if the Saints just suck that bad or what. Tampa Bay's not that good.
The Saints are just so checked out, man.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about a team of dudes just collecting checks.
You give the ball to Alvin Kamara 13 times. That's just stupid. That's Butch Jones. That's what that is. That's literally like the story of
Kamara just can't get away from it.
He can't get a coach that will be like, hey, you're going to be our bell cow running back. And he has. When Sean Payton was there, he was the bell cow back, and he was great. And the Saints were great, and Drew Brees threw him the ball. But now they're just refusing to use him. They're like, we're going to use Taysom Hill, we're going to use Mark Ingram, and then we're going to use Alvin Kamara, our best player.
You know how tough it is to be on an NFL team when the season's over and it's only halfway over the entire season?
It's got to be a nightmare.
Well, you brought up a good point. To some people, it's a dream come true. They're like, oh, well, expectations are gone, so we can just chill. But
other news going around the NFL today outside of John Robinson, which once again, if you want to talk about that, 615-844-5600. Baker Mayfield lands, not lambs, but he might be the lamb to the slaughter, but he lands on the L.A. Rams.
Wow.
The only team that put in a waiver claim for him, by the way.
Yeah, which is insane. No, this is it. This is his last stop, I think. I think Baker Mayfield is over. I think it's done.
Unless he balls out.
That's not happening. Not even close to happening. He's going to be the only motivated guy in that locker room. Everyone else is going to be like, he might get in a fight. Mark this. Someone might punch Baker Mayfield before this is all over. He's going to be like, come on, guys. We got to do this for L.A. And deep down, he's like, I want to keep playing football.
Let me throw this at you.
Okay.
Who does this sound like? A player who was formerly on the Browns, going to his third team, that is the Rams, and finding success.
Don't tell me.
Devlin, if you know, you can chime in too, because Devlin's out here throwing his hands.
I know it. I'll wait until Bruno says it.
Offensive or defensive?
Offensive. I love how I said that, by the way. Offensive.
How do I not know this? Go ahead.
Odell Beckham Jr.
Oh,
Odell Beckham
God.
Jr. Just kind of paints the picture. It's a different path. It wasn't directly from the Browns to the Rams.
Odell wasn't the face of the franchise. He caught like 4 passes a game.
They had hopes that he was going to be face of the franchise when he was there.
Holy smokes. No way y'all just did that to me.
It's truth.
Joe, what are you doing? Are you Baker's biggest hater? Why aren't you talking?
I hate Baker Mayfield. You think I see success in this?
No.
This is a disaster.
I don't think I see
wanted
success
someone
either.
else. I wanted someone else to validate me jumping in on him.
No, I don't
I
see
might have to
success
play
at
with
all.
this guy. Because we're the only people that are going to take him.
Yeah, you have to be careful what you say.
No.
It might come back. You're
No.
like hiking it to him, and he just remembers it.
Oh, whatever. Dude's like 5'10". I would smash Baker Mayfield.
Hey,
I took 5 guys in a
he
locker
may have
room
the
at
controlling.
once.
He might have
Pause.
the controlling interest. He might have the controlling interest on the team. You never know.
I think that's a white flag move for the Rams. I think they're done.
It's weird. Why would they do it? Honestly, just because I mean the season's over for them, right? Like I mean they're not bouncing back from this.
What do you have to lose?
Why not figure out what you have with Perkins?
Why not figure out what you can do with a former first-round pick?
I guess it's the same thought, but
First overall pick.
First number
overall.
1. He recreated the Brett Favre photo.
This is like when Betamaxes were $1 in the bin at Walmart, the middle bin. Everyone was like, I guess. I don't know.
Get one. Yeah.
Get one.
I still got some tapes or whatever. I don't know what the hell went in those. Dreams. I still got some things that can go in there.
Betas. Put beta in the name of your product. See how long you last.
Not today's age. I don't think they'll do that. But yeah, that's 49ers didn't make the claim on him, which that's kind of where I thought he was going to be leaning to. But the Rams, they got him. And I mean, Sean McVay said today there's a chance he plays in Thursday Night Football, which is in 2 days. He's showing up tomorrow probably. He may be there today.
Yeah.
He may be there today.
No, he's there right now. You
Yeah.
just take a bag of clothes and you basically just wear the team's clothes.
Yeah. And then he might be, because why not? What are you gonna do? You're gonna keep rolling Perkins out. Now you got Baker Mayfield. Let's just throw him in there.
Yep.
And he doesn't even have Cooper Kupp, who I believe Kupp might come back before the end of the season.
If
but
I'm Cooper Kupp, I'm milking every ounce of that injury. That's just being real. I'm just milking this injury, collecting the checks personally. Everyone's already moved on to next season.
Yeah, kind of need to. Another NFL news as well. We were talking about propaganda in a way with like Mike Vrabel and how he may have used some different articles to kind of maybe push his weight around. We're speculating on that. We don't know. But there was some clear propaganda that came out today. Did you see this story? Sources: Cowboys have concerns after meeting with Odell Beckham Jr.
I did see that.
Worried about his physical health. Jerry Jones came out and talked about this. That felt like the biggest propaganda of we are trying to get a better deal than what Odell Beckham's trying to send right now.
Yeah, maybe. No, that's a little bit of business practice, but it could also just be true. ACLs are tough, man. ACLs are tough. It's a tough thing to come back from. So he said what Jerry Jones said was, we want to work out.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Odell will be willing to do that.
What happens in those? Just
run routes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's two types of workouts. Workouts where they know they're going to sign somebody, so it's about 30, 45 minutes of running around, and it's nothing too serious. They just want to make sure you have it, so you give all-out effort. And then there's a workout for people like me. If they were ever going to bring me on, it's like a 2-hour hell binge. Like, it's like they just put you through the ringer to see how much you can absolutely take. So there's always that thing in the back of my head where it's like, if I don't make the NFL, at least I don't have to do that.
And then getting over to some college football news, which once again, if you want to jump in the show, 615-844-5600. Right as the show ends yesterday, the Heisman announcements come out. 1 minute. Literally, we say goodbye. I say my little thing. I love you, blah, blah, blah. And we hang up, and Devlin's like, oh, bad timing. So we didn't even get a chance. We didn't even get a chance to talk about it. But a lot of people have made their thoughts known on this,
myself included.
The Heisman finalists coming out of this: Stetson Bennett out of Georgia, Caleb Williams out of USC, Max Duggan out of TCU, and then C.J. Stroud out of Ohio State.
It's the playoff teams minus Michigan. This is just the playoff teams. They're like, just put in the quarter of the quarterbacks from the playoff teams, because we all know it's going to Caleb Williams anyways. So boring, lamest Heisman roster in a while.
Man, there's no shot. Everybody was like, Stetson Bennett should not be in there.
No, absolutely.
A lot of people were upset that Malik Willis, Hendon Hooker, should have been invited.
He should have been invited just because no one else stacks up to what he did. But if he's not going to win, it's really not that big of a deal either. Like, what's the honor of being invited? No one remembers that. I mean, maybe Hendon Hooker for his career. At the end of the day, also, these are two grown men playing against 19, 20-year-olds, so whatever.
Stetson Bennett.
Stetson Bennett is out there like dropping the mic and stuff, and it's like he was in college when these other guys were in middle school.
Do you feel like C.J. Stroud, Devlin, has any chance?
No. I think he
Ruined
ruined those chances. Yeah, I mean, that's on him. I think Caleb Williams wins this one. Put an asterisk on this Heisman Trophy. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you think so? Just asterisk season for Heisman. I would not be shocked if Stetson Bennett wins it. I really wouldn't. The only team to go undefeated in the season. Well, no, I guess Michigan did, but they didn't have a player in here.
Man,
the only team that's associated with the Heisman that went undefeated. I could just see that just being the catalyst for getting to him.
If a guy with 20 touchdowns and 7 interceptions wins the Heisman, take me out back and just shoot me in the back of the head because it's all over. Nothing matters anymore. Nothing matters. That is the weirdest. That he shouldn't be invited. And in some alternate reality, he wins. Not in my world. It's supposed to go to the best player in college football, not the guy who's on the undefeated team.
Do you think the best player in college football is represented here in these four?
Probably Caleb Williams.
You think Caleb Williams?
He's probably the best player right now. Yeah.
I was going to say, do you think Blake Corum was snubbed by not getting invited? I mean, there's Hendon Hooker. Everybody says that, but Corum was a huge name going into the season. And, I mean, sometimes just Just throw in something that's not a quarterback. This is the quarterback award.
Was he injured?
He did get injured at the end of the season.
Yeah. So
It's weird how that just throws you out.
Yeah,
I mean,
you lose weeks.
If you get didn't he get injured? It was the last week, right? Is when he got. It was the last week.
Yeah, like he's not.
He
playing.
played in the game, but he's not going to play in the college football playoff. But he played in the game that he injured. It's like what? Like just cause you can't. We're not going to have you up there with a cast. You know, like
that's true. Maybe
that's
the
just
optics.
Yeah, I guess the optics of it just kind of shows itself there. But I don't know. So we're all set on Caleb Williams winning it. I haven't seen any of the betting
Award
odds on
shows are
this.
for little girls, anyways. It's for what are you, a prom queen or a fashionista? Oh, let me walk up here in my stupid suit. Who cares? No one cares. John Manziel won the Heisman. Where is he at right now? Who cares?
He said, did you see he tweeted that he had 2 years of eligibility left?
No, he doesn't.
That's what he tweeted out. I don't know.
It's a good thing he tweeted out. It's a good thing he's also an idiot. Good thing. Hey, Fan Control Football's calling you, Johnny. Go play with them, man. 2 years of eligibility. He played in the National Football League. All eligibility is foregone.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah. Well, I mean, all the same though, that's your Heisman. That's your Heisman vote. Giving it to Caleb Williams,
Male version of a tea party.
the one player who isn't in the college football playoffs.
Yep.
He's probably everybody just feels like. What, have we seen the betting odds on this?
He's a minus 1,200 favorite.
Is he wow?
Yeah, I've seen worse than that. I've seen like minus 2,500. I mean, he's a shoo-in. He got it.
Wow. C.J. Stroud had it. He had it.
I don't think it'll be as clean of a sweep as Joe Burrow's Heisman necessarily. I don't even know how it order these players. C.J. Stroud maybe second. I don't think it's going to be close, but I don't think it's going to be that bad.
Was there anybody else that y'all saw that, like, Corum was one, Hooker was, that name just got, I mean, Hooker was.
I thought Jalen Hyatt deserved a legit thought, but maybe not.
Yeah.
He was absolutely electric.
I think
5 touchdowns against Bama, right?
Yeah. It was amazing.
Yeah.
I made the tweet. I said,
he should have been returned.
he's done so well that they've started naming hotels after him, Hyatt Place, which are just Marriott hotels. It was pretty good at the time, I thought.
Yeah. No, I mean, just no one really separated themselves from the pack this year.
Yeah. That's kind of how it feels like.
I really thought I thought Hendon Hooker. I thought he should if he played the whole season, he would have won.
Yeah, I think he would have.
He would have been my vote.
I think you're right.
Elevated that program to a place they hadn't been.
If he plays, well, I guess because they lost. They were already out by the time against South Carolina when he got injured. It wasn't like there was going to be a mounting comeback or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
That team was basically dead in the water. But yeah, I mean, man, that one. If they had just barely lost to South Carolina, and then South Carolina gets the win the next week, and they just look a little bit better to keep winning against ranked teams. I mean, I don't know.
There's just no better thought in my head than walking past a Northwestern Mutual and seeing through the window Stetson Bennett's office, and the Heisman's just there. He's just some random bank in Georgia. He's a financial analyst.
And he's got a Heisman Trophy. Yeah. I'd like him to win just because of that. Why not? Just give it to him. Just who cares? I mean, will anybody really, outside of Caleb Williams,
I make
anybody
this
be
joke
upset?
all the time. He, unironically, might play in the USFL. Like, that's your path to football if you ever want to play. You're going to be with me.
So crazy. So crazy. He's going to possibly lead to a back-to-back national championships, and people will forget that guy's name outside of the state of Georgia in maybe 2 years.
Yeah, no, I'll forget it next year.
So crazy.
Up against the break, I know, but do you guys think this story has any comparisons to Mac Jones in college as well?
No, Mac Jones is a legit prospect.
You don't think this has any similarity? I mean, he was a first-round pick, Mac Jones was.
Yeah.
I don't think he's worth it. I think Stetson Bennett gets drafted, but
yeah, I think he'll get drafted too. I think he'll get drafted. I just think it won't go very far in the NFL. And maybe it will. Who knows? I don't know.
No, probably not.
I think that's easy to say about any quarterback that gets drafted ever, but could he have a shot? Sure. I don't care. That's the real side. You know what? Hey, Titans quarterback in the future. Mike Vrabel drafts Stetson Bennett. He's a real football guy. That's why GM coach Mike Vrabel ends up drafting him next year.
Real football guy. 20 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. We're going to win the Super Bowl, baby.
Yeah, love it. 615-844-5600. If you want to jump in, we want to talk to you here on the afternoon stretch.
Good afternoon. They're still trying to clean up this mess. We had this terrible wreck earlier on 40 westbound near Spence Lane. It's still extra slow over there near the airport. Briley Parkway was affected by this heavy. Of course, 24 here at the Sullivan Evans Bridge. Busy but moving. I-40 out through Mount Julia. That's been in pretty decent shape so far. Same thing goes for I-40 as you head out into Dixon County. Once you get past that earlier wreck, it's still dragging sometimes through Bellevue right now. West Nashville, I'm looking at it live. I thought that would clear up by now, but it's still slow. 40 westbound at Highway 70.
Hey guys, it's
Princess
Zach.
Hot
Give
Chicken
the
is
gift of
catering
play
during
with
the
the
holiday
team at
season.
Play It Again
Check
Sports
them out
in
at
Brentwood and Hendersonville. Stop in and stock up on a huge selection of new and gently used gear and equipment. Maybe you need some cash for the holidays. If you have too many bikes, inline skates, hockey, or other sports gear that you don't use anymore or it doesn't fit, get cash on the spot for your unused gear at Play It Again Sports in Brentwood and Hendersonville. They have the trained staff to help you sell your gear and help you find the perfect gift for the holidays, like a new baseball bat, lacrosse stick, yoga and workout gear, or equipment for a home gym. Or maybe you're like me and you love perusing golf clubs. Go check out what they have in their used inventory. I'm always in the Hendersonville store checking out their used golf clubs. So get cash for your holiday gifts when you sell your gear at Play It Again Sports in Brentwood and Hendersonville. And make sure to tell them Zach from Nashville Sports Radio sent you. That's Play It Again Sports in Brentwood and Hendersonville.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Commitmas!
It's Bill King Commitmas 22 December. It's a two-day event, December 13th and the 14th. The night before, that Tuesday night, the 13th, will be in the Bill King Suite. You can come. You're invited. You don't need a ticket. It doesn't cost you anything. If you need a room at Commitmas at the Omni, we can get you a link for a special rate as well. The next morning, we'll be at Bar Lines, 6 until 11, right there in the Omni. Lobby area to your left. We'll feed you breakfast. That's also on the house. Go to the WNSR.com site, and you'll see the Commitments 22 logo on the homepage or my show page. Click the logo. That'll take you to that special link. You're going to love it. Bill King Show Commitments 2022, December 14th on WNSR.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
It's a Bill King Show.
If Nick coached another 7-8 years, I would not be shocked at all. I wouldn't be. Now, I'm not predicting it because I don't think you can predict that kind of thing. We don't know that. If he coached to 80, I would not be flabbergasted.
Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on Sports Radio 560 on 95.9 FM.
A show called The Afternoon Stretch is a stretch. Calling it a show. The Afternoon Stretch.
I'm just getting caught up to this, by the way. I don't know how I missed this. Bruno actually said this to me earlier, and I didn't fully understand what he was talking about, and I gave him one of those, man, that's crazy. We'll just get through the conversation because I don't think I understood it or heard him all the way. I'm just now seeing the arson judge stuff that's going on Twitter. And that's tremendous. I love this.
Every time I have potential breaking news, this is what scares me, is messing it up and being wrong, which this guy happened to do both at the same time. Arson judge. Burn it all down.
Yeah, John Heyman is the one that sent it out. And then he tweets out. So what happened? It was sent out that the Giants had signed arson judge, right?
Yep.
That's what was put out.
He misspelled the name on the tweet.
Aaron Judge, of course, being the name that goes out there. And then here's the tweet. It was 57 minutes ago. Giants say they have not heard on Aaron Judge. My apologies for jumping the gun.
I mean,
my bad. Whoops.
We should. I feel like there's a market for a guy that fakes breaking news.
Just lies.
I feel like that's me. I feel like that's my niche. I could be the guy that's just like, Aaron Judge to the Braves.
Elon Musk was like, look, everybody's going to get verified. And then like a day later, it was like, oops, probably shouldn't have done that because all this fake news. And he like canceled it. And now the real verified people are like just lying and misspelling it because I mean, that's the thing. He's like that's what he's
Trying
doing.
to be first.
Some janitor called him and was like, hey, Aaron Judge, I just saw him at the stadium. He's in. And he was like, for all the audio listeners, I'm bumbling my phone around trying to type.
If I had someone that lied to me about a leak, like a trusted source, they were just like, I'm going to ruin John's career, and they just lied to me, or I'm going to ruin Bruno's career, I would pull up on their house with a baseball bat. That is a promise. You do that to me, Zach, I swear, I'll find you.
Wait, what do I have to do? You don't have to find me. We do a show every day together.
Well, whatever.
We'll see each other.
What if you just texted, or what if you were like, hey, don't tell anybody, but J-Rob got fired, like before anyone else found out, and then I tweeted it out because we should use that for clout, and then you were like, oh, actually, I just lied.
Oh, I got to start doing that to you more often. Tim Corbin signs with LSU. Oh, I heard something, Bruno. Tell people.
I'd probably just quit radio at that point, to be honest. I would just be like, hey, guys, this obviously isn't for me. Let me go back to the Mets.
Well, the best side of it is that you actually put out real news and no one believed you.
Yeah, I do that all the time, and no one, yeah.
They don't believe you. So, like, even if you put out something that was true, which was like a global thing, or at least national, it was a national thing.
It's a national story.
Yeah, and you were the first one to put it out there. You're like, nah. So you wouldn't even get in trouble for it, probably. Depends on the person.
No, I mean, people can get mad at me on Twitter, but at the end of the day, that's not real. So,
yeah, I mean,
I would get on the show and maybe you guys would make fun of me, but no one would really talk to me about lying.
Cody Bellinger is now with the Chicago Cubs. Signed a 1-year, $17.5 million deal. That one coming out, and actually true. Dodgers are being torn apart at the seams, but they're shedding money so they can sign Aaron Judge.
Arson
Judge, which, by the way,
did you see him?
Hey, screw the whole, all rise stuff with him. He's Arson Judge now.
Yeah, Arson Judge. Did you see him at the Tampa game?
Yes, and he was wearing the Tampa Bay. Yeah.
What's his connection with Tampa?
Tom Brady's there. I want to see him. I don't know. He might be from there. I don't know. I actually have no idea. But I mean, wouldn't you want to go see Tom Brady play football live up in color, up in person?
Nah,
you get to hang out with him and like dab him up and stuff before he runs on the field. That's dope. I would love that. That's just a fan moment probably for him.
I don't know. Looking up to a divorced dad, it just seems weird to me. I don't know. just dab him up. Hey man, hope you visit your kids more often.
I'm worried. I'm worried this isn't majority of our audience. With comments like that. Divorced dads are really into sports.
Oh, true. Hey, nothing wrong with being a divorced dad.
But seeing your children, you got to make sure you see.
Well, I know I'm going to get divorced when I'm older, so I'm just living the lifestyle right now just to be prepared.
See, yeah, that's why Bruno doesn't have any money or anything. He just wants to. What are you going to take from me?
Yeah.
What's half of zero? Figure that out.
I'm a nomadic monk, some would say.
Yeah. I got to Google that later. I got to Google that one. 615-844-5600. We'll keep you up to date. Any other baseball signings that are going on, but Aaron Judge still unsigned currently, and he's probably going to wait this out because, I mean, he's got all the leverage. He's best player in the game right now. Yeah. You got to pay him, and you're going to have to pay him a lot. So that's why he goes and sees Tampa Bay. Everybody's like, did you see, too, it's like I saw somebody talk about, like, this is like high school sports. Almost, or maybe like college athletics, trying to get other kids to come to your school to play for your team. I saw it was Odell Beckham went to the Mavericks game. Yeah, it was the Mavericks, and then you saw like Luka and all of them like talking to him. They were like trying to get him over here. You had Tom Brady hanging out with Aaron Judge. He's like, hey, Tampa Bay Rays, you know what I mean? Come make a splash. You never know. All these guys are recruiting right now.
Really, it's just. You know how we kind of complain that media is one big circle jerk. That's really what being a top level athlete is. They're like, oh, it's just it's just being around the top dogs because you feel it's ego. I don't know, so that's why they do it.
Tom and Aaron Judge were not talking about going to Tampa next year. They're talking about going to San Francisco next year.
Oh no!
Breaking news! You heard it here first.
Oh,
hey, Arson Judge signing with the Giants. That's official now.
Clipped.
Apologies. No, the Niners have made it clear they just don't want to win the Super Bowl. So
They should have signed Baker if they did. Could have put in a waiver for him.
Well,
Wouldn't have got him, but still, you should have gave the
that
effort.
counts.
Jimmy G apparently will be back near playoff time.
Mhm.
So they just got to make it with Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's going to have to do all the grunt work, and then he's going to get there to finally the playoffs, and he'll be like, all right, Jimmy G's in. Get out, kid.
Yeah.
That's the life. That is the life. 615-844-5600. Jump in if you want. Devlin McKenzie, you had a question that you wanted to bring up that we talked about in the break a little bit. Hit me with it.
Yeah. Going into Week 14 of the NFL, the player awards starting to heat up in some categories. Some of them are kind of just – some of these players are just a shoo-in to win, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Who are you guys putting your money on? If you're going to place money right now, Week 14 in the NFL, to win each player award, who are you taking?
Well,
weirdly enough, I have him up here on FanDuel, so I can give you the odds.
Oh, okay, good. Well, MVP right now, I think Jalen Hurts is in the lead, but I think the NFL has a big problem. Well,
wrong.
Anyways, I think Jalen Hurts has a big problem because this is the same problem the NBA has. If it's a true MVP award, LeBron James would probably just win every year. And sometimes it's Steph Curry. Sometimes it's Curry. Sometimes it changes. But Patrick Mahomes should be the MVP almost every year.
So Patrick Mahomes is your favorite right now. Plus 115 odds right now on FanDuel. Jalen Hurts is plus 150. Joey Burrow, who is starting to make a late season push to that award, is plus 900. Josh Allen's plus 1,100. Tua Tagovailoa is plus 1,400. And Geno Smith sneaking into the top 6, plus 6,000. That's just no.
Waste of money. It's either going to be Hurts or Mahomes. And Mahomes is having a record year this year, isn't he? Without Hill, everything. He's answered all the questions.
Yeah, he's good. He's good at football.
So do you go for Jalen Hurts because this is
Hurts.
Excuse me, I keep saying
Jalen Hurts does not. He beat you so bad in high school.
In high school, not college. No, but just Jalen Hurts. They might give it to Jalen Hurts just off of the aspect of we always want to try and alternate with Mahomes because we know he's going to be in the running every year. I don't know. That seems like a legit conversation.
I mean, I think he's got a legit reason. I mean,
he does.
And it's just.
But Mahomes is beating him in every single category besides rushing, isn't he? So,
yeah. Well, and that's the thing too. It's can we say if Jalen Hurts isn't there, are the Eagles doing what they're doing? I don't think the answer is yes. I think the answer is no on that. If Patrick Mahomes is not there with the Chiefs, are they doing what they're doing? Answer is definitely no. I think for sure on that one. So I think, to me, it's almost going to come down to overall success of the teams. Like what ends up happening all the way through the playoffs. I understand this is going to be regular season MVP and all that kind of stuff, but it seems like plus 115, plus 150, I'm going to give it – I actually want to give it to Jalen Hurts personally because I think what he's doing is a little bit more impressive. It may be bad just because – I feel like we've seen Patrick Mahomes do this so much. That's like the normal. Like, I just look at it from the Patrick Mahomes side. I'm like, yeah, this is what Patrick Mahomes does. But Jalen Hurts, he's having the breakout year. People drafted. Remember, he's drafted. They're like, what? There was talks they're going to use him as a running back in Philadelphia because he went in the second round.
It's a good thing that an award isn't named most uplifting, nicest, most heartwarming story award. It's the most valuable player award. Patrick Mahomes is the most valuable player in the league.
I think Jalen Hurts could be that, though. It's close. That's why it's close betting odds right now. Jalen Hurts is doing more winning right now than Patrick Mahomes. He's the reason why.
Derrick Henry should win the MVP every single year because the Titans are only good because of that guy.
Yeah, so. I mean, they should actually create like the BMF title just for him. But like whatever that award.
I would respect that award because
the backpack of the year award. Yeah. It's just Derrick Henry.
It's just him carrying the team.
He does bad. That team loses by 30.
Offensive player of the year. Who's? Do we have odds on that one?
Yes.
Let me guess first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me guess. What position? Wide receiver.
That'd be your number one.
Justin Jefferson.
No. Close.
No,
you're not close.
No.
I mean, you're close in the position, I guess.
Hold on.
You're missing an obvious one. And I think it's like, maybe it's obvious, but it's a little undervalued right now. The guy's balling. He's like crazily, possibly could set records.
The odds between number 1 and number 3 in this race is 100. I mean, it's close.
It's not a Dolphins player, is it?
It is.
Oh, okay. So it's Tyreek Hill?
Yeah. Tyreek Hill plus 200. AP NFL Offensive Player of the Year. Jalen Hurts plus 250. And then Justin Jefferson plus 300. Then that followed by Patrick Mahomes at plus 1,000. Stephon Diggs plus 1,600 and Travis Kelce at plus 1,600. How do you have Patrick Mahomes as the favorite to win the MVP, but then not the offensive player?
Well, because he can't win both, it's
Yeah.
a weird little play on it.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, so that's where you're at. Tyreek Hill is having a fantastic year. Remember how we were like when Belichick and Brady were like, who's going to win in the divorce? And we all did that with Tyreek Hill and Patrick Mahomes. They're both winning. They're both tremendous players.
Yeah,
they were just really good together, too.
They got divorced, and the dad somehow pulled Kate Upton, and the mom somehow pulled Tom Brady, so everyone's just kind of winning, and no one can be mad at each other. The kids still have to split time. They don't favor anybody. No, it's a win for everybody.
2 Christmases, everybody's happy.
2 Christmases with baller gifts, too.
Who would you give on that one? Because like I said, I want if Jalen Hurts
doesn't win MVP, he should just give him Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, I think that's probably what's going to end up happening.
Which is a fun little weird thing. How is Mahomes the MVP but not the Offensive Player of the Year? Also,
so stupid.
Whatever.
Every year, same question. NFL Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh, I already know the top 2 for these ones.
Okay,
it's easily Micah Parsons and Nick Bosa.
That is
1 and 2.
Micah Parsons is the minus 400 favorite.
Yeah, Nick Bosa
not even a chance.
If you're going to gamble on any pick, Nick Bosa is your best value. He is the best chance to win
Devlin was serious about that one.
For the highest odds that he has. Nick Bosa, I mean, he had 3 sacks this weekend, right? Who they played against the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Sacked Tua. That's not an easy thing. Tua isn't it Terrell Armstead at left tackle?
Yeah, but he got injured.
Oh, so they're playing down him.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense with the 3 sacks. No, but Nick Bosa is that's going to be a tough one. Micah Parsons, he does. They're having arguments on the national shows right now about it, and Micah Parsons, they're like, oh, he drops back and gets INTs. Well, yeah, Nick Bosa's not going to do that. He's a pass rusher, and he's having an extremely great pass rushing year. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets it, honestly. But Micah Parsons is probably going to get it.
Comeback Player of the Year.
Oh, does Derrick Henry qualify for this one?
He does. Derrick Henry definitely qualifies.
Let me try and think. Comeback Player of the Year, if there's anybody else.
You're not going to like this one, I can already tell you.
And it's so easy, too. This is a guaranteed win.
It's stupid. It's actually dumb. I don't like that he's favored.
Like, there's no race for it. He's a guaranteed winner.
All right, give me a hint. Position.
Quarterback.
Who was injured at quarterback last year?
I'll give you a really good hint. Seattle.
Oh, Geno Smith?
Yeah.
That's weird.
It's a stupid one.
What do you mean comeback player? What did he come back from? Sucking?
The bench.
Yes.
He came back from the bench.
Came back from being trash? Okay.
The easiest winner of this one should be Saquon Barkley.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
What the heck? Oh, whatever.
That guy's had 2 straight years of injuries, finally gets back fully healthy, and now is looking like Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, I hate this award. You're right.
So it's Geno Smith, minus 750.
Jesus.
I mean, that's like wrapped up in a bow. Saquon Barkley, plus 420. Plays
nice.
it. Christian McCaffrey, plus 3,500. Derrick Henry, plus 5,500. And Nick Gates.
Who?
Plus 5,500.
Who's that?
You don't know who Nick Gates is?
No.
All right, let's move on. Coach of the Year.
Who is it?
I don't know. I was trying to move on. Nick Gates. I feel like that's a fake name. That's like John Doe. You know, they were just like the field.
D.B. Cooper.
He's a guard for the Giants.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, who cares?
Boo. That's a stupid one. It's such a dumb one. Coach of the Year. Where would you go on this one?
It's easily Nick Sirianni.
Yep.
Yeah.
Minus 175 favorite. Kevin O'Connell, plus 350. Robert Saleh, however you want to say it, plus 1,200. Mike McCarthy is plus 1,600, which Mike McCarthy gets a nod. I like Mark McCarthy in this idea of this because if the Cowboys going to win the Super Bowl, this guy was out this year if he did not perform.
Yeah.
You know? And then Mike McDaniel, who's another one that I think should, plus 1,600.
Mike McDaniel. Big Mike McDaniel fan.
Brian Daboll, plus 2,000.
I'm a fan of Daboll, too.
Mike Vrabel, I didn't see. Mike Vrabel is plus 10,000.
Yeah.
Cannot recreate
and
it.
he's not going back-to-back. It's not a reward that goes back-to-back.
How does Andy Reid not get involved with this? You know, Andy Reid should be.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's the same thing with Mahomes. They should be MVP and Coach of the Year pretty much every single year.
Offensive Rookie of the Year, Bruno.
Ooh, Rookie
Wookiees.
of the Year. That should not have been funny. Receiver?
No.
Quarterback?
No.
Running back?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Not
He helped me beat you in fantasy in the sleeper league.
I don't know. I don't know. What team?
Seattle.
Oh, Kenneth Walker?
Yeah. Kenneth Walker plus 165. Do you not agree with that one?
No.
No.
Garrett Wilson.
He's a rookie?
Yeah.
I didn't even know Garrett Wilson was a rookie. I didn't know he was a rookie. I'm an idiot. Wow, no, Garrett Wilson should win it. Also, did you see Kenneth Walker talk about Geno Smith? Rookie has to know their place.
So it goes Kenneth Walker plus 165, Garrett Wilson plus 210, Christian Watson plus 360, which I think he's starting to climb it because he just keeps scoring touchdowns. It's wild. Chris Olave plus 700. Brian Robinson Jr., how does he not get comeback player of the year? He got shot. I mean,
was he coming back from college? He hasn't been in the league.
He got injured and came back. I don't know. And then Damon Pierce plus 2,300. Real quick, defensive rookie of the year.
Oh, I don't know.
No contest in this one.
I'm not gonna lie. I forgot what his actual first name was, and when I saw that, I was like, "Wait a second, that's not who I thought."
Oh, Sauce Gardner.
Yeah, Sauce Gardner.
Okay. The second you said that, I was like, "Oh, it's
Ahmad Gardner is his name. He's minus 600 favorite. Yeah, he's easily gonna win it.
He might be the best defensive back in the NFL.
Yeah. No, he
give him MVP. See what happens.
He should be up. I mean, like once again, NFL Defensive Player of the Year. It's like he should be on that list, and he's not. He's not on that list. It's weird. All right. We're done with this segment. If you want to call in, final segment coming up, 615-844-5600. Before we go any further, though, I got to talk about my friends over at Play It Again Sports in Brentwood and Hendersonville. Look, holidays right around the corner. Actually, they're here. We're in it now. It's not right around the corner anymore. If you're needing to get cash for holidays, maybe you're a procrastinator like I am, trying to get some of these gifts, you want some extra scratch, do like I do. Go see the good people over at Play It Again Sports in Brentwood and Hendersonville and bring them your underused sporting gear that you have sitting out in the garage. It's still got life in it. It's still got something in it. And you can get some cash, maybe trade in value. Maybe you can upgrade that piece of sports gear. Go check them out once again. Play It Again Sports in Brentwood and Hendersonville. I know because my first ever job was Play It Again Sports in Hendersonville. I see what it took, the care, the what they want to do to help you to get your right gear in your hands and to treat your gear properly. Go check them out. That's my friends over at Play It Again Sports in Brentwood and Hendersonville.
Good afternoon. Filling out paperwork on the earlier ranked 40 westbound at Spence Lane. Traffic's just really slow over here on 440 East at Nolensville Pike. Heavy but moving I-40 out through Dixon County through Kingston Springs. Lots of radar on 40 out around 840 just before you get, or actually through that section of Dixon County. Heavy to the north on 65 up into Goodlettsville. 40 East wants to get a little bit heavy over here in Wilson County at 840 just outside of Lebanon. Nash Painting Services all of Middle Tennessee. Check them out online for yourself. NashPainting.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Nashville's first curling venue is here at T-Line Nashville. Come check out T-Line Nashville and experience the world's fastest growing winter sport today. Curling is a fun and simple sport that's a perfect outing for friends, corporate events, families, or parties. T-Line also has classic bowling and modern bowling mini games. With over 20 HD TVs, you can come watch your favorite teams and some of the best food and drinks here in Nashville in the large bar and grill area. They also have an outdoor area with a fire pit, and you can't forget the live music. T-Line Nashville is a one-stop shop for a great night out. Located at 106 Duluth Avenue and online at tlinenash.com. You can book your party now or give them a call at 615-439-1024. That's 615-439-1024. And make sure you give them a follow on Instagram and Facebook at T-Line Nash for all the news, events, and updates. T-Line Nashville. Nashville's first curling venue is here.
Where can you save big on Black Friday and go big on the holidays? Lowe's, actually. Find the prices you'll love this season, like $100 savings on a Blackstone 30-inch flat-top grill, now only $299. And your choice of a DeWalt 20-volt max brushless drill kit or impact driver kit for $99. Plus, find gifts exclusively at Lowe's, like a Cobalt 24-volt 500 CFM leaf blower for $99. Black Friday is here. Don't miss the deals at Lowe's. Home to any possibility. Offer valid through 11/30 while supplies last.
Geico presents Daily Affirmations.
Repeat after me. We are filled with an abundance of joy.
We are filled with an abundance of joy.
Also an abundance of questions. Good thing Geico has 24/7 claim service to help answer questions and resolve claims quickly.
Good thing Geico has 24/7 claim service.
We're also filled with an abundance of biscuits.
We are also filled with, I don't think it works this way.
Oh, and jam. Don't forget jam.
To manifest more Geico in your life, go to geico.com. From the big game to the big dance, Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel downtown is your game day and watch party headquarters. Don't worry about entertaining guests and trying to feed everyone. Sit back, relax, cheer on your team, and let the Bar Line staff take care of you. Grab a Bar Line signature cocktail and enjoy some wicked deviled eggs. Or a Bar Line's double stack and finish it off with some Jack and Coke chocolate cake. Bust your belly and your bracket at Bar Lines. Located in the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
Five-state forecast.
Your exclusive Nashville Sports Radio WNSR Skyscan forecast. For this afternoon, there's a chance of showers under overcast skies. High temperature to a mild 70. Rain is anticipated tonight with occasional rumbles of thunder with a mostly cloudy sky. Lows dip to 63. Utilizing the resources of the WeatherBug Network on Nashville Sports Radio, I'm WNSR's TJ Matthews.
Sports Radio WNSR.
The show that makes the average person say, hey, I can do that. The Afternoon Stretch.
The Afternoon Stretch. Bruno Reagan, Devlin McKenzie, Zach Williams. Here inside the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio. Final segment. If you want to get in, 615-844-5600. Otherwise, you'll have to wait till tomorrow. But what if tomorrow never comes? This may be your last chance.
But what if tomorrow never comes? That's a good one.
Garth Brooks sang that. Tomorrow never comes. It's a great song. Makes me cry every time.
I got to see how we played Warzone for the first time together. I got to see how you perform, and I was frankly disappointed. I thought you were.
That was like my third time playing it.
I was frankly disappointed.
That was one time. We'll get back on.
I thought you were going to carry me.
I couldn't. I was trying to figure out my audio issues the whole time.
That too. And then you left me to watch Game of Thrones with your wife. How could you?
I know, right? How terrible. Hey, you heard the T-Line commercial coming into this break. Bruno and I will be out there the 15th, next Thursday. Not this one coming up, but the next one after that. We'll be out there at T-Line getting you set for Thursday night football. I always love going out T-Line.
No, me too. I like it.
It's such a fun time. It's such a cool spot.
And they're super nice to us, which is rare.
Yeah, they love us.
Yeah,
they love us a lot over there, which is great.
They might not even love us, but they can act like it.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, I'll take that any day. I hope my wife does that one day. Just pretend.
Just at least lies to your face.
Yeah. At least have the decency to lie to me.
Devlin, what kind of woman would marry Bruno? And I'm not saying that as an insult. Like, really, what kind of woman do you think?
A super sexy one. That's why.
100%.
Yeah.
Spot on.
Oh, the writing has been so hard today for you.
First of all,
this week.
Hey, this is my dog.
You were on me about it yesterday, and you were like, pick a side. I picked Bruno's, and his bet hit.
Straight up.
Hey, look, we know why I picked what I picked. It was because I needed Alvin Kamara to get at least 4 points, and he got me 5.
I think
so. It all worked out.
There's a winning culture over here.
Hey, I'll be honest. You know, Bruno's like, I put money down on everything because I have integrity. I don't. I didn't put money down on that stupid bet. I was just putting good vibes out there. You want honesty? That's honesty.
And you want honesty? That's why people are on my side, Zach. I have the honor.
You say people, it's him. You got Devil on his side.
Somebody out there that's listening, call in and tell me I'm Team Bruno. Team Zach or Team Bruno? We should do like
it's like Iron Man and
Iron Man. That'd probably be
Captain
less cringy.
America?
I was gonna say Twilight. Yeah.
Team Edward and Team Jacob. That's man. You knew.
I'm definitely a werewolf.
You picked your side quick, huh?
Oh yeah. I'm like a Sigma wolf kind of vibe.
Bella Loca, where you been? That's the only thing I can remember.
Every time I saw that guy, I just couldn't stop thinking about Shark Boy. You know,
Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
George Lopez was like the final,
had the giant face. He had like the big face.
Mr. Electric.
Yeah. These are the movies that you've seen. Okay, I'm starting to figure out what movies you've seen.
Yes,
you haven't seen Rudy, but you've seen this.
I watched movies when I was a child because that's what children do is watch movies.
I watched Rudy when I was a child.
Well,
I was forced to watch it in the Sumner County Public Education System.
And you know what? My dad told me Rudy was a loser walk-on. So yeah, I didn't watch the movies, and I aimed to achieve above those things. I didn't know people revered being a loser so much. I don't know.
You hear me, Sean Astin? That you're a loser.
Rudy. Whatever.
Rudy.
Someone kept. I was like training for the NFL my first go around, and I was training with someone like a normal guy was at the gym, and he constantly come up to me to talk pro football because I was a pro football guy. He was just like, "Yeah, man, I lived with Rudy for like a year. Man, I lived with Rudy for a year. Man, I lived with Rudy for a year." I was like, "I don't know who that is. Shut up." It got bad.
That's so funny. Just. Because I really wonder how many other Brunos are out there that play professional football, and they're like, I've never seen Rudy or even heard of it. There can't be a lot. I'm telling you, there can't be a lot.
It's like multiverse theory.
That's a bet I'd put money down on. That I was like, it is more, it is less than 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't met another person named Bruno in my life in person. The person who had
dogs.
The person who had at Bruno was a Brazilian chef that wouldn't give it up, and now I guess some kid bought it off him. So,
man,
I know. I want it. I want it for Twitter. I really don't care much about Instagram, but I want it for Twitter.
At Bruno.
Yeah.
At Zach. It literally the guy who has.
But now
Zach,
I'd also have to give a verification. So.
Oh well, you can get right back.
Yeah, I know. But there's something to be said about just not caring about it.
Yeah, true. At Zach, the guy has that one, and it says in the bio, like, the starting price is $1 million. It literally said that. I was like, well, darn. If I win the Powerball or the Mega Millions, whatever these stupid things are, which I don't play, so I'll never win it. But if I do win it, I will buy that.
My football coach, one of the first things he asked me, like half of it's training and half of it's just shooting it. So he asked me, if you went back in time, what's the first thing you do? I told him I would buy Bitcoins, and he was like, you wouldn't buy stock in Apple? I was like, no, Bitcoins are way crazier, like in terms of explosion, even now. But what I would really do is go back on Twitter and Instagram and just steal the NFL, steal the NHL steal all the teams' just steal them all and never give them away for no amount of money.
There was definitely a time period where you could have done that too.
Oh, yeah, no.
I mean, 2010 when Twitter came out.
Just no one was thinking about it. I saw another thing where back when Vine was a thing and all the popular Vines, and I was like, man, we really used to laugh at this stuff. Like, it's crazy how comedy has it's gotten a little chaotic, but it was just so different only 5 years ago.
Oh, man, what a tragic day for John Robinson.
Yeah, back to him. There's going to be those bills.
Actually, I don't know if it is that tragic. The more I say it,
no, it's not tragic.
He's going to get paid out, first off.
He got paid out.
And he's going to get another job. Like, he'll be a GM before the start of the next season.
Yeah.
And it'll probably be with a very, I'm trying to think of a team right now that would be looking for a new GM possibly.
Couldn't be
Rams.
I don't know how people. That's how people really love it, man. Because if I had a 4-year deal of millions and I got fired, I would be taking those years off.
Well, this is the Ed Orgeron thing, right? Ed Orgeron.
He's like the only one that's ever done it.
17. He was like, they offered me $17 million, and I said, where do I sign and where's the door? Yeah. That was as LSU of a coach as you could get. Was Ed Orgeron a year removed from winning the national championship? This guy was like, I'm ready to leave now. I'm ready to leave right now.
And if he wanted to, he could get a job at any mid-major he wanted to, probably.
That'd be Arkansas State coach right now if he wanted. Ohio University, he could be there right now. Nope. I saw a video of him recently. He was getting breakfast at a gas station in one of the college towns.
Just looking for college girls. That's what he's doing.
Give me the grits, butter, no jam. That's what he said. That's what I want the grits, just butter, no jam. And he's
on keto.
And he looks ripped.
He's on keto.
Probably, yeah.
That's what he is. He's on keto.
He looked ripped.
Keto City. It's actually really unhealthy for you. So if you're obese or diabetic, keto's really good. But other than that, try and just live with a healthy diet. As someone that's on keto, to try and combat my off-season obesity every single year.
He's jacked though. So
I'm gonna be jacked. Are you ready for that? That when I look better than you and I'm jacked?
Won't be. You might be jacked. You won't look better than me still though.
Interesting.
Yeah. We'll have to, when that day comes,
we'll
cross that bridge.
We'll have to bring in a panel of women and then just have them rate us.
I hope they give me all zeros because you know what? I'm married and I love my wife. Maggie, shout out to you. Good husband award. Good husband award.
It would still deep down hurt you.
Hey, we're done today. We're back tomorrow. Remember, if nobody's told you, I love you and you matter. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow here on Nashville Sports Radio.
located at 5410